Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Andy, and today we have the April monthly reading for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Welcome, Geminis. I hope that you guys are doing good. I hope that you guys are taking care of yourselves, staying healthy, and staying indoors. Remember that this is going to be a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it does not resonate with you, just assume that the message or the specific message is going to be intended for another viewer that is watching. And remember that people do cross watch. Remember that the energy can go vice versa. So if I'm describing a situation and saying that it's them, it could be you, and if it's you, it could be them, vice versa. Just place yourself where you know that you stand in a situation and where you know and who you know you are in the specific situation that I'm describing. And again, if the message does not resonate with you, maybe this is just intended for another Gemini. I always recommend that you guys check out your other placements as well. Something new that I'm doing this month is I'm going to be adding on extended readings. So there's going to be an extended reading to every single one of these readings for this month, and you guys can purchase those on my Vimeo. They're going to be $5 per reading, and I think $10 for all of the readings all together. So you can get all of them for $10, all the extended for the month of April. So if you want to watch like your Sun, Moon, and Rising, it makes sense just to get the $10, so you get all of them for that. But if you just want to buy one of the extendeds, it's going to be $5. And again, the link to that is going to be in the description box down below. If you have trouble with that, if you want more information on how they work or what exactly I get in the extended, what are we going to do? Oh, send me an email. So what are we going to do? Send me an email and I'll answer your guys' questions. But again, you do not have to, okay? That's just if you're not satisfied or if you want a little bit more information. Okay, so for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements for the month of April, what's going down? What's going down? What's going down? All right, so what is the lesson in the month of April for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements? I just want one card. For Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay. Seven of Swords in reverse. I honestly think that the biggest lesson for you Geminis is letting things go. The month of April is going to be filled with a lot of stuff for a lot of people. A lot of it's going to be the same collectively. But for you guys primarily, the biggest lesson for you guys to learn in the month of April is to learn to let things go. Whether it's people, whether it's anger, whether it's your feelings, whether it's a problem, whatever it is, you got to learn to let it go. Because I feel like, and this could be that someone could have robbed you. This could be that someone literally took from you. But you have to learn to let it go, because you can't control what other people do. You can only control what you do. So instead of staying angry, instead of staying mad, instead of holding resentment, instead of holding whatever, let it go. You know? And if people are taking from you, whether it's your energy, your time, your attention, your money, trust and have faith in a higher power that they will get what's coming to them. They will get their karma, and you do not need to play a hand in that. You do not need to play the hand of God, because no one does, essentially. You got to keep doing you. You got to keep spreading love and joy. That's how you truly can be and play the hand of God, is by continuing that work, by being a light in people's lives, and have trust and faith that this person will get what they deserve, what's coming to them, and it's part of their growth, it's part of their ascension, and to not get in the way of it. Just really letting things go, letting things be, whatever situation, whatever was taken from you or whatever was removed from your life recently, just allow it to be removed. Just allow it to walk away, allow it to leave, and just let it be. Yeah, that's all you can really do. Again, you can only control your actions. There's no point in getting upset. There's no point in yelling. There's no point in throwing a fit. It is what it is, unfortunately, okay? Because I definitely think that whatever was taken from you or whatever has walked away from you or left, it was painful for you, and I'm sorry for that. But again, we just gotta let it be. It's all we can do, right? It's literally all we can do. Not very much else. So that is gonna be the overall lesson or theme in the month of April, is just learning how to let things go. And it could be in a smaller sense for some of you guys. Maybe there's a lot of petty stuff, because Seven of Swords does represent some petty energy. There could be a lot of pettiness going on around you. Just let it go. And again, it could be you maybe wanting to be petty. You know, I know Geminis, because I know Sag, and Sag and Geminis get along like this. So I know that there is pettiness I know that you can be petty if you really wanted to, so maybe it's just letting go of that, you know? Why be petty? Because really being petty is so stupid. I know that we can be that way, but it's useless, you know? It's bitter energy. For Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the month of April, what's going on in the month of April? For Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. So we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. We have Judgment in reverse. What's going on in the month of April for Gemini and Sun, Moon, Rising? And we have the Nine of Wands. The Emperor's... We'll keep the Emperor over here. I'm not going to pull him into the reading, but I'll keep it there so I can see it. All right, so Ace of Swords in reverse, Judgment in reverse, and the Nine of Wands. So in the month of April, I definitely think that there is a decision that needs to be made. You need to make a decision about something. And it's something that you guys are feeling very, very defensive about because the Nine of Wands is here. It's something that you guys, I think, are sensitive about. I think that that's what this is. I think that there is an issue that needs to be resolved, and it needs to be resolved now because I also feel that it's been an ongoing situation for a while. It's been going on for a while, and you need to put an end to it. Because again, remember, we can only control our own actions. So if something needs to be put to an end, there's no point in waiting for someone else to do it for you. If you can put an end to it now, which you definitely have the power to do so, but you have to make that choice. And that is something that you're either afraid to do, you're afraid of telling them the truth, you're afraid of speaking the truth, you're afraid of just being like, hey, I'm done, this is what it is, no more. Like, you're either afraid of that, or you're either afraid, or I was gonna say scared, but the same thing. I feel like you guys are scared. You're afraid to make this decision because it's something that you're sensitive about. Why are you sensitive about it? It has something to do with this, the Emperor, because this really caught my eye. And usually the bottom of the deck, it doesn't catch my eye very often, but I know that when it does, there is significance here. I'll add it to the reading now because I really think that it has something to do with it. There could be a decision that you're needing to make that, because the Emperor makes decisions that are hard, right? The Emperor, or the ruler of their kingdom, has to make decisions that are of the best interest of the village, of the kingdom, you know? Has to make interests that are going to benefit a majority, because you're never gonna please everyone. And I think that this month, Gemini, you're being put in a position where you have to make a decision, but you also know that not everyone's going to be happy with this decision. You might have to make a decision where you have to tell someone that you can't, you know, you're done giving because they just take. You're done providing, you're done sitting in silence while you see people being robbed. You're done I feel like a lot of you guys, there's something that you've witnessed or are witnessing that's an injustice. And it's like your soul can't rest at night because it's like you may even be losing actual sleep because you're like, I have to say something. I have to stop this. It's not right. It's not right. But a lot of you guys are afraid to say it because you know that someone's going to be really unhappy about it. You know that people are going to be unhappy with what you have to say. You know people are going to have a problem with the truth, with this truth that you're bringing. I don't know if you guys are like spiritual, or you guys, I feel like you guys are very wise. Whoever you are, Gemini, you're watching this, you're very, very wise. I'm getting the feeling that you guys are wise beyond your years, whether you're young or already a lot older. You are wise beyond your years and wise beyond this specific lifetime. So I think that a lot of you guys are really in tune with yourself. A lot of you are very in tune with your unconsciousness, and a lot of you are very in tune with your past lives. Whether you realize that or not, you are. And that's where you gain this wisdom beyond the years, beyond this lifetime, because you somehow have all this knowledge that you don't really know where it comes from. And that's why you understand that you need to make this decision and you need to put your foot down. but it doesn't, but just because you have this wisdom and this knowledge, it doesn't make it any easier. It's still difficult for you because you know people are gonna be upset about it. You know that not everyone's gonna be happy with it. And you don't want, I think also at the same time, you don't want to be you don't want to have to be the person that kills the fun. You don't want to have to be the party pooper. You don't want to have to be the person that's like, hey, this is it, no more. You don't want to have to put your foot down, but that's kind of what Spirit is calling you to do, is to put your foot down. As to why you're sensitive about this, I definitely think it's because you're scared to just speak your truth, but that is something that we'll clarify and go into in the extended. If you want to actually get a little bit more info on that, we're going to move on and look at unexpected, unforeseen energies that you do not see coming, moving in towards you. So for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, what's coming towards them in the month of April that they do not see coming? What does Gemini not see coming? What does Gemini not see coming in the month of April? This is really, really random, but I try to be very good about just saying whatever pops in during readings. But I heard taxi service, and I'm getting like a feeling that some of you guys might, like, because of what's going on in the world, some of you guys might need to do like freelancing driving gigs like Lyft or Uber, like one of those ride services. It would actually be really beneficial. Some of you guys have been thinking about a way to make extra money, like Uber or Lyft or something like that would be really good, or like a delivery service as well. But I heard taxi service, so really, really interesting. All right, so for Gemini, and that could be something that's unexpected where like you like haven't even thought about that, but maybe it's a good idea, you know, to make a little extra money during these difficult times. For Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, what does Gemini not see coming in the month of April? What do they not see coming? Five of Pentacles in reverse. What does Gemini not see coming in the month of April? Thank you. So we have Five of Pentacles in reverse. We have Knight of Pentacles and Four of Cups. Okay. By the way, I am at my parents' house, so if you hear noise or people talking in the background, that's my family. You know, there's people in the house, there's gonna be noise. So just I hope it's not bothering you guys, and I hope you guys can overlook that for now, and hopefully I'll be able to get back home soon. So the thing that you guys don't see coming is that this situation, it's almost like you're being put in this really difficult position. You guys are like, it's almost like you guys are up against a wall where you kind of have to make a decision. What's gonna actually happen is that there's gonna come a very like realistic, logical solution is gonna come through that you have not thought of. Because like I said, you have like this wisdom and this mysticism right now about you, like feeling very in tune with yourself, and you're very in tune with your higher self, and you're very in tune with your past lives. So you have a lot of wisdom, but it's almost like this is coming as like a logical answer, and you're looking at it from a very like maybe spiritual standpoint of view, or like a very bigger picture point of view. And it's like, because you're put in a very difficult position, you're kind of being pushed up against a wall. I think there's a song called Pushing Up Against a Stone. Pushing up against a na 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 na. How can I don't know what that, I have to look it up. I'm pretty sure it's called Pushing Up Against a Stone. If I find it, I will try to link it so that you guys can see in the description box so you guys can look it up. I feel like it's called by Juliet or Julie something. Okay, try to look that up, but I'll look it up. Nine of Pentacles and Four of Cups. So I feel like there is going to be a practical solution that's going to be presented to you, and it's going to come through the form of spirit. It's almost like because you guys are very in tune with yourself and you're very in tune in your higher consciousness or your past lives, and there's a lot of wisdom and information coming to you, being downloaded into you. It's gonna be like right when things are rock bottom, right when you're like, I have nowhere else to turn, nowhere else to look, no one else to ask for advice on this, and you're like out of options almost, that's how it's gonna seem. Once you hit that point, that's when you're gonna get the answer. That's when Spirit is going to present you with the way out of this solution. And I feel like whatever it is, for some reason, I'm picking up that it's going to be kind of aggressive. It's going to be, and I think that this is, now it's making sense as to why the Emperor is here, is that you're going to have to make, because again, the Emperor makes hard decisions. Sometimes the Emperor has to say, hey, I'm going to make, this is the decision I'm making. And the people are like, wait a minute, that benefits these people in the kingdom, but that really hurts my family. That really hurts, you know, certain people in the kingdom. You're like, well, I'm sorry, but this is the decision I have to make, and I have to choose the majority over the minority right now. And I think that, again, it's going to be a decision where you're finally hit rock bottom, you don't know where to turn, you don't know what to do, and then you're finally going to be presented with this situation. And it's going to be in that moment where you have no choice other than to choose the decision that's going to upset people. But then Spirit is going to be like, remember, you control your own actions. So even though this is the only choice that you feel you can take, there's still a choice there. Even though this is the only option that you think is presented at the moment, there's a choice. You can do it, and you can also not do it. And it's almost like if you don't do it, if you don't take that option, which I think is going to upset people, and I don't know if it'll be good or bad. I just know that people will be upset about it, and you're scared to do it. It's almost like right when you say no, I won't do that because that goes against my integrity. That goes against who I am as a person. Then Spirit presents you with a solution, and then they're like, okay, we see you. It's a test. It's a test. They're trying to test how faithful you're going to remain to Spirit, to God, to the universe, how faithful you're going to remain to yourself and to who you are. Because I feel like the decision is going to be, it's something that really goes against who you are. I feel like you're not that kind of person to make a cold-hearted decision, you know? And then you're going to be presented with this option again, and then we'll clarify what that option may or may not be in the extended. Let's get a closing message from Spirit, and then we'll end this reading. So, closing message from Spirit for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. For the guides that watch over, protect, and advise Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, what is the closing message from Spirit for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements in the month of April? Closing message, closing message, closing message. What is the closing message for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? We have Eternal Dance, Movement, Wheel of Life, and Path of Least Resistance. That's exactly what's going on here. Path of Least Resistance. If you're finding it really hard to make this decision, it's because it's probably not the right decision to make. You are being asked to make a decision. You do need to make a decision. But the decisions shouldn't be painful to make. It shouldn't be hard. You shouldn't be afraid to make this decision. I think in some way, shape, or form, it's kind of your intuition telling you that it's not the right decision. And it's like, again, you might feel like this is the only option you have, but you can still say no. You can be like, you know what? I'm just not going to do anything then. Because that option, that only option that I think I have, goes against my integrity. It goes against what I value as a person. It goes against my beliefs. And then it's like, once you say no to that option, you show the universe that you're being faithful to who you are, you're being faithful to them, that you trust that a solution that feels right and that is right will come to you, and that's when it comes to you. Heaven sent. A heaven sent solution. That's what this is. Yeah, and it's not going to have resistance. It's going to be easier. Like, okay, that's easy. I can totally do that. Whatever the solution is. We're going to take a look at, in the extended, what that solution is. We're going to take a look at why you're so afraid to make this decision. And I actually want to take a look at it as well, what the outcome of this situation is moving forward if you take that, make that decision or not, okay? So again, if you would like to purchase the extended, the link is going to be down below for Vimeo to purchase it. But if not, I hope that this reading gave you the insights and information that you needed for this month, Gemini. Please take care of yourself, stay healthy, stay sane, stay inside, and yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.